Today we are going to solve log equations. Looking at some of these problems, they are going to be a little more difficult, so I will be crossing some off. At this point, what I would like you to do is please cross off this number right here, that fourth problem on the first part, and we're also not going to do the murdered accountant problem either. So I really just want to do these other three problems with you today. And then, so you won't have anything to do on the do now. I won't skip anything. And we will work on more of these tomorrow in class. So, solving a log equation. What you're going to have to do is to write it in one logarithm and then set your one side equal to the other. So, right now this natural logarithm is combined by subtraction. So, subtraction condenses to division. So, it's going to become ln of 12 over x equals ln 3. Now, since they are both ln's on both sides, what you can do is just set the other parts equal to each other. You can say 12 over x equals 3. To solve for x, cross multiply, so 12 equals 3x, and divide by 3, x equals 4. And you can always check these in your calculator. The way you check is to type a 4 into the original problem and just make sure the left side equals the right side. Let's move over to the one on the right hand side. It is combined by addition. To change addition, condense addition, we will condense it down to multiplication. So it's going to become log of x times x plus 5 equals log 6. They are both log with a base 10, so you set your exponent, or you set your other pieces equal. X times x plus 5 equals 6. To solve this, I'm going to distribute the x. So x squared plus 5x equals 6. To solve for x, let's subtract that 6. So we will get, I'm going to write it up here because I will need room for this problem. X squared plus 5x minus 6 equals 0. We will factor it. X squared plus 5x minus 6 factors to x plus 6, x minus 1. So we get x equals negative 6 and x equals 1. Now when I check these in the let me show the checks. When I check a negative 6 in, it's going to be log of negative 6 plus log of negative 1 has to equal log 6. But when you type this in your calculator, you get an error. Since you get an error, it does not work, so you cross it off. Now when I check the 1, I would get log 1 plus log 6 has to equal log 6. And I know it doesn't seem like it's going to be true, but it is true because log 1 is just 0. So you end up getting this one to work. So x equals 1 is your only answer there. That's why it's a good idea to check these problems, because sometimes you do get answers that don't actually work and you have to cross them off. Alright, now let's look at this third one. Log B8 equals log 464. What I'm going to do first, since I see that the bases aren't equal, and these numbers aren't equal, is I'm going to take this right-hand side, and I'm just going to solve that, because I can. Alright, so I'm going to just say log base 4 is 64, set it equal to a variable, and use base. Using base, it gets rewritten as 4 to the x power equals 64. Then you ask yourself, okay, so 4 to what power equals 64, and it's 4 cubed, therefore x equals 3. And again, we're skipping that word problem 1, and we'll work more on these types of problems in class tomorrow.